Yo guys, what is up? I'm playing Minecraft today, or in this case, Minecraft. I'm just building a redstone thing that I made in my redstone test world. I did start making it before, like before this. This is it here. But the recording of me building that didn't save, so this is just me continuing what I have. It's supposed to be a 7-segment display that will display, I don't know, just display everything, I guess. It's pretty basic. Since this is 1.8, I had to make a few adaptations to the one that I have memorized right now. Yes, I did build all this by hand, and yes, it's very laggy. For example, if I wanted to put a 2 up here, come over here, flick, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flick 2. Oh wait, that's 3. Sorry. And it lags. There, you can see it lags, but then we have a 2 up here. And I do plan on adding a thing around it, where we'll have the controls sitting right here almost, just right on those blocks. Oh yeah, and I figured out how to zoom. I really like it. And it'll be going around the entire build, just, I don't know, converting it to and from things. I think we'll have, what was it? Just have 1 through 9 here, and then have that go into a converter that goes out, turns it into binary, just to be able to move it faster, using less lines from here over to here, and then convert it out of binary and into this. I have something sort of like this on my Nintendo Switch, but I can't record that because it's Nintendo. You have to pay for everything, and you can't even pay for that. So, yeah. I will show some of the other builds I made on this world, though, because I am very proud of this mechanism here. It was designed for hide and seek. My mom wanted to play hide and seek with me, so I made this cool little hiding spot. It looks completely normal from the top, if we're just pretending there wasn't sandstone and redstone everywhere. You're walking up, and, well, that's cool, but there's a button. And if you click the button and walk backwards, you fall through. And so, we can go through the portal, like so. Skaboosh. And then you're in the nether. And then, you come through here, wait, what is that? There we go. When she was gonna find this, it's gonna be set up like this. With some simple lighting. Get out of my face. Shoot. Okay, so she has to flick this one and this one. You can hear some pistons opening. Boom. Then you can walk through, and it looks like there's a portal, but it's just a pathway. And then I did build this part here, but it didn't save this part, and I'm not gonna rebuild it, so I'm just leaving it like that. Also, this is the redstone behind it. It's very, very simple. Wait, hold on. Looking at that, if I just did that, oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that took me a hot minute to design. Now we go back. I think this build took me enough to make. And then here, you click the button, and you can come out. Just like that. And if you want to know how I made the button timing so long, I've got a simple pulse extender here. You flip it, and it goes into a bunch of comparators, and they hold the signal for a very long time. It's very helpful. There we go. But I will have to use it. Alright, some of the other things I've made. I tried making a T flip-flop. It didn't work very well. I'm not sure what my plan was there. Here I wanted to make a 2-block piston door that could be powered from both sides of it. And I'm not sure what that was. So I click this and it opens. Boom. And then I click this and it opens. And I'm sure that's way bulkier than, you know, literally any professionally made one, but that's completely fine with me. Moving on, we've got whatever this contraption is. Oh wait, it's a secret passage. This, it opens, and then it closes behind you. Then you can come through, and there's a thing. And then that opens the other side too. Have to rush though. So yeah, that's that little area. Ooh, over here. This was my testing mechanism for that thing. You can see it's right there. Right in there. That's the exact same as this. Just this one's destroyed for some reason. Oh, never mind. It still works. And then I'm not sure what that one does. Oh yeah, because I was gonna hook that one up out through here, up to there, down, and then it'll go into there again. So it'd be a shorter pulse, but I was probably gonna add one of these things. So yeah. I like watching this run. I don't know why I like it so much. I just love it. Okay. So, for those of you who want to know how this thing works, got the base block with a lever on it. That's the input. Right there. Oh. On top of it's a redstone torch, so when you turn the lever on, it turns that off. Okay. And then we make a redstone tower out of it. Just to carry the redstone signal upwards. Boom, like so. Then we put a torch on the back of this block, the back of this block, and that one's already there. Okay, that's the whole input section done. If you see, all the ones that are going into the encoder are off right now. That's how that's how it's made. Flick the lever, it inverts all of them, which means all three of the ones that are being used are on. Badoof. Oh. It's not spam resistant though. Alright, everything still works. That's good. So, then we've got, where is it? Right here. We've got a bunch of lines going into the encoder, or from the encoder into the display here. You see the display, the lamps are there, and then it comes down, inverts the signal, because there's a torch here. If it wasn't inverted, it would be... I'll just build a quick example here for you guys. And then that's how it turns all of that on. So, and that's its idle state. That's with no inputs. So to change that, we have to do that so that without any inputs at all, it is off, like that. And then the top and bottom ones are quite simple. It's literally just a bunch of redstone repeaters going into there. So it's really simple. So yeah, I guess let's get building. Oh wait, I still haven't explained this part yet. It's a basic encoder. All these wires coming in or going into the display have a redstone repeater next to them, or a piece of redstone dust. If it has a repeater next to it, then it's going to be powered when the whole row is turned on, but if it's dust, it won't. So, if we come over here, we saw this one, way over there, come on, has a repeater, and this one has dust. And we're looking at that line there, which goes into the far one, way over there. So, that one. Okay, so we turn this one on. Wait, hold on, wrong one. We turn this one on. This is the one that has the repeater. You see the repeater's on, so the redstone line is on. Okay, that goes way over into here, turns on that, which allows us to get the 4 working with the rest of the rows. But if we turned on this one, then you can see, since there's a dust there, the line is not on. So, the lamp is not on, which lets us get the 5. And it's basically repeating that for all of the, for all of the lights. You know, we've got the bottom one, that's in 2, 3, and 5. And then, yeah, it's basically just all doing it by hand, which can get annoying, but me and my sister on the Switch like to play hide and seek in these sort of things, you know, because it's not 1.8, so there's a Lytras, and you can get in those really tiny little gaps there. I honestly would recommend it. It's very fun to do with guests. Oh my gosh, where did that go? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to mute and get building. And that is a basic 7-segment display encoding. You saw me build that. It's a very basic build. Yeah. Although, if you can see there, right in there, there's a repeater. If there's a repeater that is here instead of here, see the repeater, this repeater on one of the inputs goes into a block which is above the redstone. this powers the block, which then powers the redstone through chain reaction. If the repeater is there, that's going to make it so that the redstone cannot be powered. See, look. I've got that one on, and I replace that with that. Even though it's going into the block, it can't go into the redstone. So, when putting repeaters, always make sure it's in between the rows. This has caused me several hours of fixing very annoyingly. Just some tip, and that's just some tips. I'll get building the rest. Entire numbers part of it. We've got 1 through 9. It just looks like a giant grid right now, but that's alright. As you can see at the very end, way up here, we've got 9. Now I'm going to work on the actual input system. I'm thinking instead of levers, I'm going to just have repeaters. Something like that. And then just have some really simple, I'm not even sure, just like a big mass of redstone. Oh gosh, the lag. Well, first we've got to have the 1 through 9 over here, and honestly, I like the old ones, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They go up by 2. Bring it over. Like that. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 10. There. And then we've got black wool. There. And then we put levers. Like so. And then I guess we have to label it somehow. There we go. We got the basic sign. go. And then label it 1 through 10. There we go. So now, we're going to have to convert this to binary. So basically, we're going to do the same as here, but go from 9 to 4. On this one, it's going 9, because there's 9 inputs, to 7, because there's 7 outputs on it's 7 segments, yeah. 9 in binary is 1001, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I'm just gonna assume that that's it. So, let's make a converter, I guess. Or I don't even remember what it's called now. Oh, the inputs aren't finished. We have to do that. There we go. Yeah, that works. Wait, hold on. If I flick a lever, that turns on. Alright, nice. Okay. Well, let's get building, I guess. I actually think that since I don't want these to have to turn and go all the way around like this, you know? So I might take the inputs here and have them like this. So, like this way. And then have the wool on here. I think that would look a lot better and be a lot more efficient, I guess, on like time, because the time it would take to, because repeaters add delay, and they're needed once every 15 blocks. Okay, so the less repeaters, the faster the machine, the faster the display. Which means that we have to have the wires as short as possible. So that means I just spent all that time building for nothing. Yay. that if I used this same encoder to decode the binary, yes, I got it working, it's working fine, it wouldn't work if I used this to decode that, because, here, let me show you. 1, easy to decode. You've got the first line, okay? Now, 2 is the second line, okay? So you could say, okay, we'll just do this in reverse. But then 3 is the first line and the second line, which means that that would think that it's 1 and 2, and I've got no way for it to this has no way for it to differentiate, because you could say, okay, well, if it's that one, just have it hard-coded in there. But then that gets complicated when you get something like that, where it's 3 lines. Or this one, where it's on either end. That's going to get really complicated. And I only have this much room right here. That's all I have. So I'm going to try and come up with a way to, I don't know, just do something that could decode it. This is gonna suck. I don't think it's possible to do what I was trying to do. Like, I'm being dead serious. I looked through all the options I could think of. It's not gonna work. I know other people have done it, but I'm not as smart as those other people, which sucks. So, I might just have to wrap it around. Wait. Yeah, I can't use the binary encoder. All of this, just for nothing. Of course. Like usual.